Good evening, ghouls and goblins, and welcome to another bone-crunching episode of Blood from a Stone. I should have said a blood-sucking episode since it's so vampire-y. A tale of love and dread. What?
Bone-tingling.
A bone-tingling? A bone-sucking?
Which?
Welcome, everyone, to Blood from a Stone. It's like the marrow from like a bone you've cracked open. Don't worry about it.
Right, that's exactly what we're talking about.
My name is Philip, and I'm the Dreadmaster of whatever the hell this is. And for surrounding me, penetrating me, and binding my galaxy together are our wonderful players. Say, good evening, players.
Good
evening, players.
I just wanted to look like I was like doing something nefarious there.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, that's the worst thing that's happened in the past 10 minutes. That's the worst thing that any of us have said.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna share with the audience that I actually did, like, I asked everyone, like, I had us breathe together to just try to center ourselves, because things were getting so much.
Yes, but then you told us to hold things, and my brain went to that.
I did, that's true, too.
We were behaving.
Hold it, and just hold it.
Badly.
Yeah. Welcome to Blood from a Stone. This is our horror game, not our horror game. And I'm very excited about what's been going on in this one. We have entered a new phase. We are now in the vampire phase of the game. Though we are still set at Darkmoor and still following the same characters. The vibe has changed, and the main way it's changed, I think people sort of noticed last time, but I'll sort of say explicitly as well, is that we are now kind of jumping between all of the active storylines. To some extent, it could be random. Any could come up. Sometimes there will be ones I know we'll be going to based on, if we have players here who are mainly from one of them. At which point I'll say, everyone out there, welcome Moses back to Blood from a Stone. You've been seeing him mainly in our Star Wars games, but now those are on hold because of strikes. In any case, we have been sort of cutting between different things, so I'm going to tell you basically the different threads that happened, but the main thing that has occurred in this game is that Count Dracula has arrived not as a summoned character, but brought here by Everett from somewhere else. We're not really sure where Everett went after his encounter with those those things that made the timbers out of space. But he went somewhere, he found Dracula, and he managed to bring Dracula back, Eula, Scott. Dracula has now charmed everyone at Darkmoor College. He has turned 3 characters into his brides. Wednesday Line, the voluptuous bikini team dancer, and the visionary. And he has sent out a call to all vampires across the Dreadlands to come to him. Last week, we saw some such vampires receive one of those calls to come to their new sort of king, their new ruler. These were the vampires of what was once the Leckergarten, including Sarah Quill, who we hadn't seen in a while. Sarah Quill was there along with Francis Brannigan, who is still a human, but is now a Mundschenk. And he has a cask of special brew around his neck that only Dracula may drink. They, along with Etienne and numerous vampires, have sort of sallied forth together to head to Darkmoor. We also checked in with a pair we were not expecting to see together, but Hattie, who escaped the castle of the Lich Queen Visibadiroth in the Valley of Badiroth, was making her way across lands that once were Ignador. She has a sword in her hand, which you now have stats for, by the way, and it's pretty cool. She has a sword in her hand which contains the soul of the Soldier of Fortune, who was slain by the bounty hunter, who is someone I will mention that the last time we saw sort of the vampire crew, the bounty hunter came in and wrecked you guys and killed Madame Ether. So she is a very formidable one, and she really got the jump on the Soldier of Fortune, and she didn't waste time and just killed him. Hattie has the soldier in one hand. She has him in the palm of her hand. But while she was sort of swinging over to a place that maybe they could get some assistance, to the tower of a different Lich, one whom the Lich Queen loves, but who does not love the Lich Queen, because there's this weird perpetual motion machine of unrequited love between 3 Liches and Ignador. It's pretty rad. They encountered a massive stone groundskeeper walking across the plains, none other than Alvin Theodore. And he did not seem to be a happy camper, given that he killed Morgan Mason. So it goes. But he decided to sort of... I believe his exact words were, I owe you nothing, but I will walk with you. I believe that's what I jotted down. So he is sort of going with the soldier and Hattie to the Tower of Eye of Vergazity. Eye of Vergazity, who coincidentally, I'm going to show you guys. I almost never do Legos in this, but we met Eye of Vergazity in our Monday game this week. They summoned Eye of Vergazity.
Oh, yeah?
Yes. And Eye of Vergazity, I will preface this by saying he has the sexy tag, but there's Eye of Vergazity, a Lich. There you go.
Wow, he's pretty jacked for a Lich.
He's very jacked for a Lich, as the first question that everyone in Hampstead Hall asked,
sexy? And
he explained that he has preserved the abdomens of strong people, and he switches them out whenever a better sort of torso. He's put torsos together to make himself as cool and strong. The other group we checked in with was our Darkmoor crew, where it was determined that Penny Cillian did survive. She lived through the process just like Bradley. She and Bradley now have some sort of elf power about them, and the peddler and the boxer are telling them all sorts of stuff about what they'll need to do to get rid of their names. It's very crazy. Everett kind of communicated with Dracula a little bit, and he's just kind of supposed to spy for Dracula, and also only 6 strokes. And Medina was her usual sort of self. She did yell at the boxer a few times, and there's the knees. And And that's what, I don't know. Basically, they need to do a heist to go back to campus to sort of acquire, or like to remove their names from the register or something. So that is basically what we had transpire last week. There are, however, other living characters, and I've sort of told the players this, but I'll just remind, not of everyone, but of a few other people who could theoretically pop up in the coming sort of episodes, such as Felix Ducat still lives. He could show up again. Gilbert Peresian, he showed up one time. He's still alive, so technically we could bring him in. I believe we'll literally have to build a character for him in that case, but yeah, we'll do that on the fly. As well as the camera operator who once worked there. Some of these are lower percent chances of showing up, but he could. Liv, you have a lot of survivors such as Emissary, Kimberly, Lisa Thiessen, and Miri, all of whom could theoretically show up again. Lauren, obviously you've got like Oksana, Sarah, and Medina, but don't forget that Elu Tella, Ava Rojas, Tiffany Stiff, Marion Carrion, and Vela, the cigarette girl, are all alive.
Wait, what about Betty Stravoletti?
Betty Stravoletti is not in the Dreadlands.
Oh. Okay, well.
Kenny and
What about Georgie?
Georgie was left
Miss
behind
Georgie.
and has been tormented.
No, Georgie.
So Dahlia wouldn't show up.
Dahlia will not show up. Dahlia is mine. So Dahlia very well could show up, but you will not be in control of her.
But I don't get to play her.
No, you don't.
And he will just be making fun of you the whole time, like he does with me.
Maybe what I'll do is I'll have Dahlia show up, and I'll ask Liv questions about what she. I'll do a thing of like, Dahlia's there and she sees Oksana. Liv, what do you think Dahlia does at this time? And you say something like heartfelt thing. I'm like, cool. So none of that happens. Instead, what happens is, that's called that's the best technique in improv.
Horrible.
Is to shut people down, especially women. Okay, so let's get going with this. The Dread Clock still exists. It stands at the stroke of 4. We actually had no 13s last week. So I will remind all players that whatever the system we're playing, whether you are rolling your sweet D13, whether you are rolling a D20 or a D100 or any other stuff, just let me know if the 13 ever comes up naturally on the roll. We are at 4 on the Dread Clock. I am sure that I am forgetting some important other little, things to key in, because we're in chapter 107 here, so like there's, so much backstory. But at this time, let's go ahead and read the invocation for chapter 107 of Blood from a Stone, a tale of love and dread in RPG. The Count was suddenly upon me, wrenching the shaving mirror from my hands and smashing it against the stone wall of my chamber. In his eyes I saw a fury the likes of which I have never beheld in a man before. He seemed more beast or demon. For a moment I held myself in terror, fearing he might rip me apart, but then the Count smiled and regained his kindly, avuncular bearing. Forgive me. I do not care for mirrors. Can all of you just roll me a D13? Moses, you don't have a D13. Why don't you roll a D20 and let's just see what happens?
How could you not get him a D13 for this?
5 for Lauren. Look at Zane. Nodding.
You know what it is, baby.
I love what it
Yes,
is.
big dog. Get let the big dog eat. I got a 10.
Right.
A 10. Okay. Liv? 2? Okay. 2 as well? Okay, so Zane has rolled a 13. Thank you so much. Would you please roll again?
Absolutely.
Shoopity boop.
It's an 8.
An 8. Wonderful. Okay, so here we're starting it off. We had 1 from Zane. Thank you so much. Where would you like to start, Zane?
I am interested in seeing what's going on with Hattie and Alvin and the Soldier of Fortune.
I think that's a very fun place to begin. I think it's a very fun place to check in. So we are going to go. So apologies to we will depending on how long this goes, we'll cut back and forth or just see what we get to. But we are going to begin with Hattie and Alvin and a sword in Hattie's hand with a lot of tactical strategic know-how. The Soldier Soul is what I'm terming this sword.
Where's the info for the sword?
If you scroll down to your equipment under
there it
the
is.
equipment,
Okay,
the
I
stuff,
see.
you can sort of see
There
what the
Got
sort
it.
of cool stuff it has. But as you guys approach this tower, I'm not gonna have you roll any I won't have you roll any saving throws or something. I will simply say that even Alvin, your stony heart is frightened, is unsettled by what you can tell. You can feel it even through the stone that now constitutes your body, that this place is evil and holds great power. The tower seems completely undefended. There are no like undead kind of roaming around. There's little memorial stonework or tombs around it. It seems that it was just built here in the sort of amidst kind of some like rocky areas, very, very unwelcoming, inhospitable terrain. It seems very abandoned. It kind of creaks and shakes in the strong winds. There is a portcullis, sort of, like what Medina got crushed by. There's like, a sort of gate that is there in the front.
Morgan.
No, Medina, you got hit by a portcullis.
Oh, that's right.
Portcullis being like the cage grated spiky bottom thing there. So, as Alvin and Hattie are walking up to that, that's where we'll resume our narrative. I suppose the soldier will say, "Well, this is the place." Huh.
So, what was your business here, Alvin?
I don't like being the way I am. It's lonely. I just don't want to be here anymore.
You don't want to be here. You don't want to be in this form.
Doesn't really matter, does it? Just don't want to be here.
Well, one can be fixed with magic. The other, I think you might need a therapist, not a lich.
It's not something a guy like me would ever consider. I'm tired. The garden's destroyed. There's no reason anymore.
There's always another reason.
What's yours?
There's always another place to see.
What are you trying to find here?
Well, here, trying to get some help getting away from this very unfortunate Lich Queen who apparently is a bit upset with us.
It's hard to get away from things like that.
I'm hoping that this one can help eliminate the problem.
Well, might as well walk up. Feel uneasy about this, though.
Can I see if there's anything that makes me uncomfortable?
Please make a perception check for Hattie. God, I love cross-platform play, you guys. I can't even tell you. And Zane, I have adjusted the Alvin Theodore sheet to reflect the physicality of a stone golem. So you've got your strength is a little higher.
Okay.
Dirty 13.
Dirty 13. You are pretty confident, Hattie. Obviously, it's kind of windy and creepy and kind of, just there's a haze in the air here. You are confident that there is there's nothing that's gonna leap out from behind a bit of ruined stone or something like that. There's nothing lurking immediately. Once you get into, it's very possible something's watching you unseen from windows or even knows that you are here, but you are confident that in the immediate vicinity you guys seem to be unbothered and alone.
It's a bit creepy, but seems fine.
Lead the way.
I don't know where I'm going, don't you?
Allow me. And the Soldier of Fortune kind of, the sword sort of gestures forth, kind of the father guide my hand scene from Princess Bride. And as you sort of begin walking, when you guys get around 10 feet from that portcullis, it begins to raise. Hattie, what languages do you speak?
Hattie speaks quite a few languages. Abyssal, Celestial, Common, Deep Speech, and Infernal.
We will say that you know enough language, that Fantese dialect that I think you were sort of putting together in your adventure there. Just write Fantese on there as well. You know that as well. You know enough that we'll sort of put it up. You can tell that in an ancient sort of dialect of that, it basically says, "Enter freely and perish likewise," in the ancient tongue of Fantese.
Oh, lovely.
Doesn't sound so bad.
Honey, you really do need to see a shrink. I mean, really.
You enter the chamber.
Also, no one enters freely. Not in my...
Soldier Fortune's like, yeah. Enter freely sometimes does have really cool implications. Oh, right, you told me not to say stuff like that anymore.
Yeah,
all right, well then, instead what I'll say is, don't sheath me unless it seems like it's really awkward not to, because people might show up here and be very kind-seeming, but they also then might try to kill you at the drop of a hat.
I've gotten a little used to that.
Yeah, I'll bet. He then says aloud, right as you guys are passing, "Alvin, I'm going to go telepathic to Hattie now, so I'll hear you, but you won't hear me."
Does Hattie have to speak out loud for their telepathic, so I don't have to say stuff out loud?
I guess you don't. It does. That's a good question. You know what? I'm gonna say for now you would have to speak aloud. I might retcon that later, but let's have it be the harder, more complicated thing. I don't want to spend precious time looking up that rule at this time, since we have 3 players waiting in the wings. But as you guys enter, there is a young woman wearing sort of medieval garb. She looks like she would be a noble woman of some kind. She is probably 20. She's pretty young. She is kind of sort of coming sort of down a hallway, and I think with both of you but with both of your passive perception, you actually hear the sounds of speech and maybe even music coming from deeper within this tower, maybe from above you. And you see some, there's many torches burning. It seems, on the inside, this place seems much more sort of active, but this young woman sort of walks down, and as she sort of approaches you both, she pauses to see Alvin Theodore and looks at Hattie with, the smoke wreathing and says, "Well met, visitors. You are a most powerful warrior mage, it would seem, to have ventured this far across these lands, and to come with a stone guardian of such power. What is your name, milady, that I might introduce you to the one who rules this tower?
I do a sense check of her.
Absolutely.
Thinking of her other one. I was thinking of detect vibes, but we don't have detect vibes.
Yeah, it's an insight, sorry, is what it's called.
It's
Yeah,
insight. Ah! It's fun for you, but I'm getting confused.
I get it.
Alright, that is 8.
An 8. She is very hard to read. I'll say that even with an 8, like, something seems weird about her. You're just assuming that it's cultural. Because, you know, you're an explorer. You've been to different cultures. You've seen people interact oddly. So you're assuming this is kind of like a cultural vibe that is odd for her. But, yeah, I think that you don't sense any, like, weirdness, and she seems to just be like some kind of, you know, like, lady of the court who's come here to sort of greet you and wants to sort of introduce you properly.
Just call me the explorer.
The explorer. You do not wish to grant your name?
Would Hattie have any sense of like whether or not she should give her name away to people?
You know that there is certain magic that can carry a name. However, just as you're thinking this, good point, the Soldier of Fortune goes, "Don't say your name. Double down, just say you're the explorer."
Yeah. You can just call me the explorer, that's fine.
I understand. Actually, wait, I'm gonna see if she does understand. She understands the implication. And since you are actually wreathed in smoke, she's like, oh shit. Is there a different? So she's kind of like... She sort of bows and sort of walks up. And after a few moments, she kind of comes down the stairs and says, "Explorer and Guardian, please, come." And she walks back up the stairs.
Very well.
Yes, here we go.
We approach.
Alright, so you guys walk up this kind of like spirally stair thing, and above you, you see that there is a sort of like a... It's not really like a dining chamber. There's not really tables, though there are some like benches and things along the side. But it seems to just be a chamber where various beings are sort of dancing. They are all in very medieval garb. You see that amongst the humans there, you're also noticing some dwarves and some elves. Some more fantastical type creatures. Hattie, you are not unfamiliar with these Alvin. Though by now you're kind of not surprised to be anything. These are not creatures that you typically would have seen in your home. As you're sort of coming up the stairs, this woman sort of calls out, "I present to the court of the most dreadful Irevogazity, Lich Lord of the Seven Deaths, the Explorer and her Guardian." And then this voice kind of calls out and says, "Ah, thank you, Mesquai Kixix. Please, show them in." Whatever revelry is happening, any music sort of stops, and as Hattie and Alvin, with sort of thudding footsteps, kind of walk into this chamber, you do see that on the far side of it, there is a raised dais on which sort of is now standing this, it's a very weird idea, this incredibly, like, ripped, like, skeleton. It's basically Skeletor, like from like He-Man, you know, that's sort of the vibe, but his skull is sort of bare, and there is something undeniably to people who are attracted to sort of masculine energy. There is something, like, even without skin and cartilage, This guy's got something going on. He's, you know, I don't know. There's something about him that is like, all right, but he's kind of got some like cloaks in sort of strange blues and golds. But he stands as you approach, nods to the two of you. Do you guys walk up?
Is he up? He's upstairs.
He's on like a dais, so like not like he's like on a dais, like a little throne dais. This isn't a throne room, but he's kind of clearly like up in a better place watching the stuff. But he sort of is looking down at all of you.
Suppose I'll kind of like walk halfway up, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I approach.
Oh, what fascinating visitors. I was told you are the explorer.
Yeah, you can call me that. I've done quite a bit in my time.
You are a creature, the likes of which I am not familiar with. You do not come from these lands, do you, explorer?
Well, no, I'm an explorer. Oh, you're unfamiliar with people who look like me?
And the Lich Queen allowed you to enter. Did you pass through the gates of blood?
I mean, she did let us in.
Us, oh. And a stone golem in your service?
Well, he's not really in my service. We're,
I see.
compatriots.
You are a most bewitching creature. He sort of walks down. He smells good. It's weird. You don't expect skeletons to smell good, but he's like perfume. He's like there's like.
It smells like decay. I don't know what this.
Yeah, he doesn't. He smells like it's like he's got like I don't know. He's got like kind of just.
It smells like Buffalo Wild Wings.
Just various. Yeah, he smells like just.
No, I don't think so. I was gonna say more like.
Just
like that good rain mossy.
Yeah, just like high quality colognes and things, but not too much. Like an appropriate amount of Drakkar Noir. But as he sort of is stepping down, he kind of walks up to you and says, "You are almost enough to turn my head from the one I truly love." He takes your hand and puts it to his teeth. A lipless kiss.
Ooh, don't like that. Sure, I'm flattered. I wouldn't want to do that, though. I know that.
Well, not that they ever give me the time of day. Starsuth has eye sockets for another.
Right. I think we have a mutual enemy in common.
The Lich Queen.
Exactly.
So you come here, offering assistance in exchange for my help. Claiming we have a common enemy. What is it you want from me, my dear explorer? And, Guardian, do you speak?
I do.
Oh. Many such creations do not. I'm impressed.
I wasn't always this way.
Oh, you were no stone golem. You were transformed. Now, explorer, you have both intrigued me with your exotic beauty and an interesting story. You are both welcome here in my tower. Please, join me. Let us speak of what has brought you here and what it is you want.
Sure, you lead the way.
He takes your hand very gallantly, kind of like walks you up there in his, skeleton claws. Alvin, you can sort of step up as well. He sort of sits back on his chair. Hattie, you're there. That woman who just appears to be perfectly living, although as you sort of see her now, Hattie, you do think she might be an elf. Her hair was kind of in a way where you're not sure, but like now that you're seeing her, her features, her like cheekbones, and just maybe you now catch a glimpse of elfish ears. She also sort of like is standing there, and he kind of gestures for her to like stay nearby. Once again, he says her name, which is Mesquai Kixix. Okay.
Mesquai Kixix.
What I rolled was MSQKXX. Mesquai Kixix.
Mesquai Kixix.
This is the best name generator there's ever been. So as you guys are here, we are going to sort of
Sounds like one of Elon Musk's children, to be honest.
Is there anything? Are there any specific things you guys would like to sort of say, or Alvin? Will you sort of tell him your story, or are you going to be a little more cagey about things?
No, Alvin was going to tell him about the mist and really what happened, and his whole intention is to.
Great. So Alvin begins explaining this, how he broke the mist and how he was transformed because of it. Ira Vorgazity listens to this very carefully and says, "Then I am in. Forgive me for assuming you were a mindless guardian. I now realize that I am in esteemed company twice over." Did you tell him your name, Alvin?
Sure.
Alvin.
Now I do.
What an exotic name, and of course, the Explorer. Very interesting. Right. Explorer. I was unaware of you, but I detect some hint of a soul touched with Shadow Elf magic. Am I right in assuming that you are one of the Mist Walkers?
I'd say that there's a Mist Walker in your presence, yes.
Soldier's like, tight. That was good. That was really good. I was about to say something. That was yeah. You're Hattie. You're really good at this. He sort of says, interesting. Well, Alvin, what is it you want here?
I don't want to be like this anymore. I want to rest.
The sort of skeletal it's he doesn't have as many facial expressions as I'm putting here, because just a skull, and yet there is this like, so what you're saying is that you wish to die and to have your soul removed from the vessel in which you are currently in. My friend, this is something of our speciality. We can give you a new life without life. We can give you an undeath worthy of someone who has accomplished something as impressive as what you have done. If you wish to free yourself from the stone shell, it will not be easy, but perhaps there is a way we can do this and hurt the Lich Queen. And maybe then she will get it through her febrile, fetid, fecund skull that I will never care for her.
How exactly are you going to use his self-destructive behavior to hurt her?
The grin of the sort of the kind of the, there's no skin, but you can tell the skeleton should be sort of smiling. Jack Skellington kind of turns and says, My dear explorer, there is very little I cannot do when I put my mind to it. he sort of leans back in like a kind of like a, you know, like leans back in the throne with his like bulging sort of weird musculature and sort of begins to sort of think. But he sort of gestures and Meskai Kixix, resume the festivities. I want to see pleasure as I contemplate the demise of my enemy. Yes, Sarah. Yes, your liege, of course. So. As you guys sit there and the party resumes, we're going to cut to a different group. Oh, I'm really, guys, I was kind of hoping we were gonna do an Ignador arc like much earlier, because like the political intrigue of that place is real fun, and I'm excited that we're kind of got a thing there. And I think I will sort of mention that now that you guys didn't go in there and like try to murder and things are kind of on a thing, I will probably introduce more anarchy to this, and in subsequent things, maybe some of our other players will need to build characters who are at that location as well. But for now, we're going to go to another place, and I think this time, just because, I mean, I'm so sorry, it's almost 8:20 here, my goodness, or it is already 8:20. We're going to be going to Hopfin's little hopping friends, who again things didn't really work out. Hopfin only has 4 spawn left. She used to have 12. The bounty hunter killed many of them. So all she has left are Oksana, whom she turned into a full vampire. She has Dr. Anders Anderson, aka Buster. She has Cormorant Steel, and she has Darius CalmBlood. Liv, please roll a d13.
No.
Here we go.
6. You just missed the cutoff. I'm so sorry. Liv, as of now, there's only 4 vampires. So,
Okay.
You've got a little time here. As we sort of move our focus to a group we haven't visited with since chapter 85. Oh, right, that one ended with Buster cutting open that blonde girl who kind of looked like Dahlia and like feeding her to Oksana so she'd like recover, and Oksana like saw that it was she had a vision of it being Dahlia. Oh, that was great.
That was so messed up.
A dark thing. So
It was dark.
you, my friends, I need Moses, you don't have a D13. I need one of you to roll a D13 to represent.
I'd love to.
Cormorant, give it to me.
Damn, that's a 5.
A 5, you say? All right.
Uh-oh.
You guys have been having a tough go of it. But we are sort of catching you in the same place that we caught Sarah Quill. The 5 of you are holed up in the ruins of a crashed flying saucer. You slew whatever weird aliens had been within it, drinking their very strange tasting blood, and after that you have been foraging and trying to sort of stay out of the sunlight. We'll say it is the night, and you all hear, in this part of the Dreadlands, you all hear that call coming out for Dracula. Hopfin has been in very low spirits for the past sort of week, since fleeing. I would only assume the rest of you are also not feeling great about the situation, but you all hear this tremendous calling. The words of Dracula ringing in your ears. Vampires all, come to Darkmoor. Come to Darkmoor. I am your king. I am your ruler. And we will usher in together a reign of vampires. Upon hearing this, you all are sort of... these words ring in your ears together. Hopfin sort of just like falls down against sort of the the interior of this flying saucer, the wrecked kind of, torn out space metal, and just sort of stares off into space.
Oh, I think I may have heard. I think I may have heard something. Did anyone? Was there a vampire message?
Yes, it was. It was quite a message playing in my head.
I did.
Indeed,
I
a
did hear
message of
this.
pure passion.
Yes. Philip, do I know anything about Dracula as like someone who's like
Ooh.
a literary sort?
I think
Also, would Oksana?
Should we all roll for it, or?
everyone roll. Everyone roll a luck roll, but Moses, would you just roll a d20 for me?
Okay.
Is luck still a D13 right now with this sheet?
Luck is a d13, yes.
Where's my luck?
You don't have luck, just roll a d20.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I got a 5.
5?
Yeah.
Okay. Cormorant?
Well,
Cormorant, you have heard of Count Dracula the Undead, a book by Henry Irving. Anders Anderson,
6.
you've heard the name. He's some kind of, fictional vampire.
Oh, no.
Oksana? Uh-oh, Lauren, what do we got?
what did you roll?
13.
I rolled a 13. Yes.
You cut out there. You said you rolled a 13?
I rolled a 13.
Do me a favor, Lauren. If you want to be my favorite person who's ever been alive, if you want to be my best friend, my best and longest friend, I need you to roll another 13 right now. I need you to do it. Just roll another one. Roll another one. You can do it. I'll like you more. if
I
you
did
do
not. It's a 5.
it. You
It's a 5.
are...
Philip,
He's cutting you off.
Why is your love conditional?
Zane, how are you married
Yeah.
to her?
Great question.
Happened.
My love is conditional because that's the only way I know how to weaponize it.
Fair.
Oksana, you've never heard of such
Yes.
a character growing up in Russia or whatever. Anders Anderson, you know that it's a name. Darius CalmBlood, it sounds familiar, but you're not much of not really a book guy.
Yeah.
But Cormorant, you're very familiar with the you've read it, in fact.
Yes. Well, so it's from what I know, this is a character from a book, but if he's come to life in some fashion, well, look at us. We're not in great sorts, are we?
Sounds intriguing.
Yes, it's certainly better than scavenging for whatever passes for a squirrel these days.
And I feel as if we do not have a choice in this. We must go. I'm feeling a compulsion to go. But what about Hopfin?
Yeah, Hopfin, are you gonna come with us?
Hopfin has most recently consumed a female rat, I guess, so she's using she, her pronouns. She will sort of say, so, despite being my spawn, you are all so quick to abandon my rule and leadership.
No, we were hoping you would come with us. It seems that it would be better for you that too.
And what if I say...
Did you not feel the...
Oh, I heard another strong vampire saying that they are in charge of me, of all of us.
This is not what is happening.
Did you not hear the same message I heard? This...
Yeah, no, Oksana, that's literally what's happening. That's actually quite... He's trying to set dominance over the rest of us.
Yes, this Dracula is calling us to his
Yes,
banner.
but... And you as well.
Yes,
We can go and see what they want.
be his servant. I was crafted very specially by another vampire who gave me great autonomy. But I am still, if my sire, if Johannes Gerstenkorn were to call to me, I would go. And I cannot imagine he would be happy about this.
Well, haven't you ever wanted to meet a famous vampire? I mean, Dracula's in the books, so
Wait, Dracula is in
could be
books.
good.
So Dracula is a character, is a story? Is this what you are saying to me?
It's in the
Yeah,
books.
He's a famous vampire lord from a famous novel.
Can
I
actually
have
roll
not
something
heard.
to see if she'll have to roll pretty high on this. Nope. If he is fictional, then perhaps this is a lie, this is a trick. This is a compulsion that is being put upon us. Ah, someone is tricking you by saying a famous name, or someone has taken this famous name, but this is not this could not be a fictional character.
Well, I mean, the stranger things have been happening lately. You know, ever since everything's gone topsy turvy.
Things have gone topsy-turvy. This is true. I will accept this. Under ordinary circumstances, I would really want to have a little bit of fun with this word. This topsy-turvy. I am liking this phrase. I am thinking this is a fun thing to say, and I am thinking it is fun to think of the world being topsy and turvy. I like the sound of this. I like the assonance of these words. The alliteration of the top to the tur. I am intrigued by this, but now is not the time for such fun terminologies. If I were to say to you, my spawn, and Oksana, I know that I cannot exert my control over you any longer, and to try to exert it over all of you when you are being so clearly pulled. I do not know that I have the strength, but if I were to say to you, we will not venture to Darkmoor, and instead we will seek out the Lekkergarten and what is remaining of it, and we will see what my sire, what Johannes Gerstenkorn wishes us to do. Would you rebel against me? Darius and Buster and Cormorant, would you go against my wish?
All I care about is everlasting passion and power. If you won't follow, I will go.
Look, Hopfin, I think I'll follow you wherever you go. I just think that we need to have some kind of direction. Right now we're here aimlessly, and it seems. Look, I don't think this is doing you any good either.
It is not. Our condition is bad. You are not wrong about this.
How do you not know that your lord isn't going to the same place, having heard the same message?
I know der Braumeister.
This is true.
He would not ever bend his knee to any other vampire. He crafted me very, very especial. You know that I have not explained to you all fully my origins, but I am not. The vampires that I come from are different from us. We
How's that?
We have more features in line with plants. But Johannes Gerstenkorn crafted me specifically to leave the Lekkergarten and to be a more, what he called, traditional vampire. This is what I've created all of you. Perhaps you do not feel this because, strictly speaking, you, though I was sired by Johannes Gerstenkorn, you do not share his lineage. If I were a plant-based vampire and had bitten you and shared this, you would feel a pull back to him, but instead you do not have the roots. And nor do I, strictly speaking, and yet I still feel... I nearly considered taking us to the Lekkergarten for safety, but I was afraid that the vampires there would not appreciate our kind. And the other places where we could find vampires of our nature... And now someone says he is calling all under his banner to him. And now Darius CalmBlood already says he will move against me. Are you still so angry, Darius, that I made Oksana a full vampire and not you?
I'm always grateful to you, my master. But if your blood doesn't boil with the passion of that message, I must question. You knew what I was when you turned me.
What of you, Buster?
I have always been intrigued by the novel, the unexplained, the mystery that lies before us. And this appears to be a mystery. I mean, couldn't we just go look? Let's think about the distance. What's closer, Dracula or the garden?
Wow. Anders fucking Anderson coming in with something I was not. I love this. All right. Here's what's going to happen. I need you. Oh, and look at you. Oh, yeah. Hold on. Go ahead and roll. Have you found your Anders Anderson sheet? Sorry, I did not move yours over to. I'm gonna pull yours over to your.
I did.
More active characters, yeah.
I did.
Would you do me a favor? Roll an insight. And Liv, because you are not in this scene, I'm actually going to ask you to roll a d13 for me.
So that's a dirty 13.
A dirty 13, understood. Okay, Liv, if you roll a 13, that's just awesome. But really, tell me what you roll. But really, I'm just looking for evens or odds. And if it's a 13, then it's cooler.
Definitely roll 13.
I rolled a 7.
A 7. Okay, evens, as it
Right there.
happens, evens was De Lecker Garten is closer. Odds are Darkmoor College is closer. And with your sort of 13 at your insight, you suspect, just based on her face alone, that Hopfin is like the college is closer.
Well, it appears that in terms of distance and the energy we have from eating vermin, it might be best to go closer to. And did he say it Darkmoor College? I'm trying to Dracula.
Yeah, he said come to Darkmoor College. And
there
actually,
are co-eds. College co-eds. I mean, what a better place to feed. Am I right?
Did Dr. Anders Anderson, did he teach there?
He
was
did
a
teach.
professor, right?
I can't even remember where.
If he was a professor, that's where
Yes.
it would have been. And if
There are so many co-eds.
I should know. I taught there.
I still have credentials to get us in the gates. I taught botany there.
Well, I mean, one would hope that if there is a vampire taking over the whole campus, then we would, just by virtue of our current heritage, we would be able to get in.
And what of you, Oksana?
That's a good.
What would you do in this instance?
You know where my loyalties have always lied, and if there is a chance I can find information about a particular someone, I would like to pursue that, and it appears that we are headed to a location that may contain a lot of information, so...
You still care about this love for her? It seems...
It is not easy to let that go.
Then you know why I am so torn about embarking on this path.
Well, that is your choice to make. You could look at it as a reconnaissance mission for your master.
She bites her thumb, and a little bit of her blood pools out. This will not increase your power as such, but a little bit will allow those of you some freedom to make your own decisions from me. Darius, she walks up to you and has there's a little a drop of blood on her thumb, which she feeds you. She does the same to Anders and Cormorant, and all three of you don't really. It's not like a huge magical change, but you do have a sense of the tiniest bit of free will. And she says, "If you all wish to rally to this new master, I will not stop you. I am going to Delegagerten. To the one who crafted me. If any of you wish to come with me, you are welcome to. But I do not expect you to.
Hoffin, I will make a deal with you, just because you have been kind to me. I will go, I will see what is happening there, and I will send word to you and your master.
I will appreciate words, certainly, but understand that the next... do all of you feel the same? You will all go to Darkmoor College. Now that you have total freedom to do so. None of you will come with me to Delegagerten.
Why wouldn't you join us, Huffin?
I will not go and pledge allegiance to a vampire I know not of. No.
Well, now I feel sad.
Good.
Going also does not mean... Going does not mean we will pledge loyalty.
Did you not hear his voice? This person expects great loyalty and clearly has the power to reach every vampiric mind with a single declaration. No. He will enchant you and bewitch you under his spray. He has already convinced you he is a fictional character come to life. Clearly his powers are impressive. Cormorant. Darius, I know where you are heading. Cormorant, you will not come with me. You said you would follow me anywhere, but now that I've given you the choice, will you follow me to Delegagerten or will you go with the others?
Well, often I do think it's safest to travel in numbers, especially wherever we end up. The more of us that we know is part of our family will put us in a... This would make us as least vulnerable as possible.
So you say.
I urge you to come with us.
So you are going. Very well. Oksana, you may send word as you say, and if you are able to escape the clutches of this conqueror, this demanding overlord, I would be impressed. But understand, she sort of stands and kind of stretches out in her sort of a Tilda Swinton-esque vibe. She's just understand that the next we meet, it may be as enemies. And though you are all true vampires, free to make your own choices now, just remember, I am older and much, much better at this than any of you. Flayed a mouse, and she turns into a bat, and flies away.
Well, that was sad.
Yes, well, life, or rather unlife, such as we know it, is full of sad occurrences.
In this immortal life we have, curiosity is one of the only vices we have left, so...
Yes. Well, let us ruminate on this on the way, shall we?
Lead the way.
I go, Fledermaus, and I jump into the air.
Can we do that?
You cannot, sadly, actually, I guess I should take that back. So she did not make you guys full vampires. She has given you like full freedom. So you have the freedom to do this. I have not upped your power level.
Yeah.
But because I did to Oksana, let me look at one thing.
But Oksana's a true vampire.
Oksana is a true vampire. Oksana,
okay.
Technically speaking, you can turn into a bat or a cloud of mist.
Has she done this? Does she know?
I think Hopfin probably was not giving you full instruction, but you'd be aware. I think you'd feel it.
Okay, cool. This will come up in a bit, I'm sure. For the record, she will answer the call.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't think that she will have to swear fealty. We're having a conversation in the chat, so just...
Okay.
Yeah.
All I know is...
Oh my god.
Here's what I want to have happen. I want Oksana to get there and to fall super in love with Wednesday. And then Dahlia shows up and sees them together and is like, oh no, yeah, cool. All right.
Oh no.
Hello,
I
miss.
would.
Hello, miss. I'm Wednesday, miss. All right.
No. No.
Do you like when I put my cold den hats here, miss? Okay, so, Liv, was that a good one? A plus for me? My best work yet? Okay. I could tell by your face it wasn't, but, I figured I'd ask anyway to just make it more awkward for everyone. So, you guys are setting out. Anders Anderson said, lead the way. So, as Hopfin has flown off somewhere, where are you guys going? Does anybody know how to get to Darkmoor College?
I mean,
I
don't-
mean, we feel the
Is
direction of the
Anderson?
ball, right?
You
Andrew
do
does?
you do feel a pull, that is true. You do feel a general pull. So you can just start walking in that way if you want to. I know I let some of you pick some new stuff, and Oksana still has it. And Anders, you have yours from old. Does anyone have proficiency in survival of this group?
Absolutely not.
No.
I think.
Efficiency?
No, I don't.
Great.
Thought I did.
No.
Okay. Then
Or
if the four of you are just walking on your merry old way, just leaving the safety of your area, does anyone have proficiency in investigation among the four of you?
like,
I
is
do.
it like is it clicked?
I do.
Yeah.
If you clicked investigation, then anyone who wants to can make an investigation roll.
I'll do it.
Cool.
39.
Okay, what do I roll?
Oh, wait. Am I?
It's a
No,
D20
wrong
system.
dice.
Okay.
Sorry.
18.
15.
18. So yeah, and this, yeah. So you rolled 15, did 3. I'm asking because I know it's a system we haven't done yet. Yeah. Perfect. What did you have, Oksana?
15.
15. Aw. That means you only rolled a 10, not a 13 or something cool. All
Is it
right.
better to roll low or high?
It's in this system you want to roll high. Sorry.
Okay.
By the way, yeah, what you do is you roll your d20, you add the number to it, and the higher it goes, the better it is in this one.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Oksana and Darius, you don't know the exact route to, like you can tell the direction you're going, and you can start walking, and just but like you won't have anything like, we want to get to this road, that'll be the stuff like that. But you guys begin walking. Darius and Oksana, I'll say both with kind of over 15. You have a sense that you have a few hours before sunrise, so you'll want to like find a place to, hole up, before you, you want to find a place to, you get it. But you're not going to be surprised by the sun. You can be like an hour or two before you can be like, okay, like my internal clock says it's time. That's what your investigation is. So as you guys begin heading off in that way, Liv, would you roll another D13 for me?
Do it.
This is what we call the random encounters.
Oh,
Boy.
Oh.
yeah, that's in these.
4.
You guys travel for a few hours across these sort of blighted lands. You do occasionally see these like patches of purple mist, but after a couple hours walk, you have not encountered any other like living beings or creatures kind of like in your way. An hour and a half before sunrise, where you're sort of beginning to be like, all right, is there a cave? What are we looking at? Abandoned passenger van. Where are we gonna find a thing? You guys are glancing around, and you see a little cottage in the distance. A small, rustic cottage with a little bit of smoke coming out of the chimney.
Well, that looks quaint.
No, I think we should carry on. Have you never read any folk tales or fairy tales? These cottages in the woods, they are dangerous, no?
Full of candy.
No. No. Well, we do not eat candy, Buster, so.
Well, granted, we are
I feel-
4 dangerous beings ourselves. We could always risk it.
I mean, there are definitely stranger things out here than us. I feel like we're quite normal.
That is true. Well, Buster, you are the most amiable of the group, so why don't you go and knock on the door? See if they'll let us in and keep their lights low.
Well, that sounds like a phenomenal idea. Do we have any other options? I mean,
I think we
going to
can
be
find
night
the
soon.
other options.
We have about like an hour and a half till sunrise.
Hour and a half
You guys
till
want to
sunrise.
keep?
Yes.
Well, should we vote on it?
Sure.
I'd rather check. I'd rather at least check this out. At least it's getting close to time where we, might get.
I agree. I am in. I say we should knock on the door.
I'll always vote for the more interesting option. Let's go check the cottage. Oksana, do you disagree?
Well, my vote does not matter.
Would be 3-1.
We can go with the majority. That is how it works here.
All right.
Right, you vote and the majority rules. So let's go.
All right.
Okay.
4. Okay. You guys head toward the cottage. It seems to be like on the side of like a little like lake that's sort of lapping. So there's running water there. You guys are like, oh, not interested in that. The cottage has a little bit of like smoke drifting out of one of the chimneys, or the only chimney. It's not a multi-chimneyed cottage, guys. Come on, what are we talking about? Oksana has frozen in fear. No, she's back. But as you guys approach it, you smell smoke. You smell oils, almost sweat. Even I don't know. It's weird. The cottage it seems to be like a relatively small cottage, probably no larger than 1,000 square feet. There is a front door and a back door.
I feel as if it's more appropriate to knock on the front door. Back door seems like we could be trying to rob the place. So I'm going to knock on the front door.
Understood. All right. You walk up to the front door. It seems very quiet and still within. There's a little bit of smoke coming up from there. Anders, as you approach, with your passive perception, you notice that, like you're kind of walking up to the front door, which is kind of like if you walked a little further around the building, there seems to be a window which is open. Or let me rephrase, a window the window is closed, but like the curtains are open. You might be able to see into the sort of main room if you wanted to look.
I'm going to take a peek through that window quickly.
If you look through the window, what you notice are, Liv, could you please roll a d6 for me?
Ooh, a D6. Not a 13.
Not a 13 this time.
Hold on.
Yeah, sorry. I know I always throw out weird dice for you guys.
6.
A 6. Perfect. Anders Anderson, what you see within the sort of there's like embers in a fireplace still sort of glowing. Inside this house are just like laying on bearskin rugs, completely naked, are 6 of like the sexiest, sultriest hotties and hunks you've ever seen. Yeah, that's what you see.
It looks hot in there. Like sexy.
Have you
I
not
think-
had enough of the multiple ballroom parties that we've had with the biting and the sex that we all have? You want more
I
don't-
from strangers, no less.
The biting and the sex.
I don't think you can have enough in a life like this.
I have restraint when we have immortality.
We do
I
not
mean,
know
this
the
seems like-
capabilities of these. Go on, Cormorant.
I was going to say, this seems like as good of a situation to insert ourselves into as any.
I think we should knock on the door quickly.
There is something to be said about the males in this group right now, but I do not know what it is.
Passion.
That they're horny. That's what there is to be said.
I mean, I think actually you'd be considered fangy, but
Anders,
Very well,
Rap.
but after you.
All right, you begin to knock on the door. Within some of the figures sort of start to sort of stir in a sexy way, and a couple of them just immediately start like fucking. But one of the women, very, very, like, very good body, like she works out all the time, is there. Liv, if you could change to Kimberly Lisa Thiessen, please.
God, what accent did I use for? Did I do Valley Girl? I don't remember.
I think a little Valley Girl-esque, you know.
A little.
Yeah.
Just a little.
It wasn't like super crazy because you know Voluptua is known for restraint.
Yeah, totally.
Played in that one.
Wait. Oh man, I have to find her sheet. Hold on.
Yeah, her sheet is. I'll drag it over there if you can't. Oh no, it's like the fifth one over. Voluptua aerobics instructor.
Oh right, because it's not under.
And you're rolling a real different system for that one. So
Wait, I need my special dice.
yeah, you need you just need a couple. You need you need 2d6 for
No, but
your action
no,
die
I-
and your zone die. And I'm really excited for you guys to like make attack rolls using D&D and her.
No, I've got 'em.
Oh, you got them. Perfect. You wrote them up. I love it. Yeah, I have a custom pair as well. You got suck buns, etc., etc.
For those of you not familiar, this is from a system where we play with dirty sex dice.
Yep, just 4-play dice is the system. So, Kimberly Lisa, you stir in the night. You can be in whatever degree of undressed you'd like. Since this is a voluptuous interlude, this is a situation where full nudity is allowed, but you can also be in like a, you can be in your workout outfit. You might have been keeping it on for games.
I think she would sleep in like a jersey, but it's very form-fitting in a tank top. And...
Such a sexy jersey. All right, so as you are sort of like you are sort of stirring, you hear a couple of your hunk and hottie friends are just like going at it, and like that jazzy sort of sound that always plays when you guys are doing stuff is playing. But you hear you can tell someone's at the door. And everyone else seems to be either asleep or engaged. So if you'd like to go to the door and open it, you may.
I mean, I don't know who could be visiting, but I hope it's someone fun. She'll just go to the door. Is there peephole in the door or anything?
Yes, but it only looks in.
Of course.
Incredible.
You guys immediately switched it for any passing horn dogs.
Wow.
That would be coming by.
Yeah.
I guess-
If you'd like to, you could kind of like look out the window though, just to sort of see
Yeah.
who you see. Go ahead and make a go ahead and just roll your sexy dice.
Roll the sexy dice. That is a squeeze thigh.
A squeeze thigh. Oh, that's good. I'll say that squeeze with like the strong sort of like kind of like directness. You get a good look, and you see 4. They all look kind of haggard, maybe a little goth, but they all are undeniably sexy. You see 4 sexy strangers showing up on your doorstep. As you peek out the window, they might even kind of wave at you.
Do they look like they work out?
One of them looks like she works out. I guess probably they all look like they're pretty toned. It's possible Cormorant and Anders are a little more like slender, kind of builds. It sounds like Darius works out. Oksana is fit.
Oh, they play on the gender roles. Cool. We can bulk the boys up. I'll open the door and say hello.
Okay. So you see.
I have a question.
Please.
How similar does Kimberly look to Dahlia?
Is Kimberly a blonde?
Good question. Yes, Kimberly is a blonde.
Well,
but her hair would be up in a high pony.
Sure. She has some stage presence and she does aerobics.
Yeah, but Dahlia's hair was more wavy. Hers is stiff straight.
So Oksana, you could get there.
Good enough. Yeah, close enough.
Yeah, she's a bottle blonde, whereas Dahlia was a natural blonde.
Dahlia was such a natural blonde, guys.
Hmm.
Anyone who said anyone who said otherwise is a liar. So the door is open and there's this girl sitting here. There's a couple of people are just hooking up behind you in the wee small hours of the morning. Everyone else is just laying so sexily. It's 6 people were on a bearskin rug. And there were so many just so many softcore shots. It was great. Nothing was ever actually. It was just kind of you get it. It was softcore, Cinemax, Skinemax. So KLT, you see these 4 individuals here.
Who are you?
Hello. I am Dr. Anders Anderson. You can call me Buster. And these are my compatriots. Pardon the interruption. We are seeking shelter. We are lost in the middle of this forest, and we came upon your humble abode, and we would love to make friends. And you are?
Well, I'm KLT. I teach aerobics here. How did you get a name like Buster?
I actually
Did you bust?
thought it would be fun to give myself a nickname, so I called myself Buster and hoped that people would eventually start using it, and they do.
That's really boring. Next time you should say it's because you busted her.
I noted.
Mm-hmm.
Noted.
So are you all staying at the resort? Sorry, so is this Philip, is this a cabin for people who work at the resort?
Actually, that's a great question, and it's something I probably should have said earlier / thought of when I came up with this. KLT, I will say that what happened is you from Voluptua, the 6 of you who were both guests and employees at the Grand Voluptuan, you for the past week or so, a week or 2, or who can tell, have been on the sexiest escape from monsters and things. And just this it's been the hottest refugee orgy that you've ever managed to put together. So basically you guys were running and you now found this cabin and you're hooking up here, and it's been hot. It's been so good.
It's been really, really hot and good.
Yeah.
And we needed a vacation from vacation because of all the murders. So are you all from the resort? Are you running too?
We are. Pardon me. Meet my compatriots. Would you like to introduce yourself, my friends?
What are your names?
Hi, I'm Cormorant Steele.
Steele, I like that. Sounds like a hard name.
It's quite hard, yes.
I want to push through and say, Darius CalmBlood, at your service.
Well, there's no CalmBlood in this house.
I can see that.
Oksana's Oksana.
Oh, Oksana. Oh, that's so exotic. You look like you work out.
Thank you.
Lot. I teach aerobics, but you look like really, really fit.
Thank you. I was a wrestler in a past life. Yes. Thank you.
Oh, wrestling outfits are really cute. I have my really cute aerobics outfit that I like to wear. All sorts of colors and things. It's very stretchy. They're very similar, the costumes. Yeah. So what are you all doing here?
We have a condition where we cannot be in the sun, and we.
Oh, are you hungover?
Yes.
Yes, quite, yes.
The vodka. It's oh boy, so much.
We are simply looking for a place to sleep it off.
Well, no one's sleeping here.
Well, work it off.
I will mention, just for the sort of the clarification, that all of this is KLT has opened the door in her little sleep jersey, and the four of you are like there at the doorstep. Yes, because she hasn't done something, and so none of you can do something. Yeah.
Right.
Well, we're quite aware.
Yeah.
It appears there's an orgy inside. Would we be invited to join?
Well, I mean, I feel like, y'all look like you're really fit and like you'd have a good time. I need to get the consent of everyone involved first. We're very big on that because consent is still really sexy here.
Absolutely.
Not as sexy as sex, but it's still sexy. I have to say that. Let me go ask the others, and I'll be right back.
That's great, because we believe in firm and clear consent when we're entering anything.
It's a really good policy.
All right. So KLT, you're gonna ask.
Yeah,
Okay. So two of them are already awake having sex. It's a guy and a girl. There's a hunk and a hottie just kind of going at it by the fire.
Hunk and a hottie.
Roll your sexy dice.
See what they're doing.
Yeah, basically.
Biting buns.
Then there you go.
It's
Good time.
Top tier.
we're the right crowd.
Yeah, you're you sort of go over there, and there's a like, so you come over and you're going to you're checking them. What are you asking them?
So there are some like kind of weird looking, they must be guests, but some weird, very hungover guests, but they look really fit, and they're here and they're hungover, and they want to work the hangover off by joining the party, so to speak, But I wanted to ask everyone if we wanted anyone else in the orgy, because I know if you get too many people, it can just be chaotic and messy and
the bitey will say absolutely. The biter says,
I'm sorry.
yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
So that's two yeses, and if you're a yes, that's three. There's three still asleep. And I actually rolled this, and I guess just law of averages, it's 3 guys and 3 girls, including KLT. It's 3 hunks, 3 hotties.
Oh.
KLT's doing that. So 3 hunks, 3 hotties. So 2 hunks and a hottie are asleep.
2 hunks and a hottie are asleep.
I mean, I feel like they're sleeping. I don't want to wake them up because we need our beauty sleep. But on the other hand, would I know if they would want to be woken up for sex or not?
Oh, let me see if it gives you a thing. Because of your encouragement, I'm going to let you set one of your love dice to a field of your choice before you make this roll, but go ahead and make a roll. I know that often, like ears is a really good one for, like, gaining knowledge, like, sensing things, like, intuiting stuff. So you might want to set your zone to ears and then just roll your action.
We'll do that. Erogenous zone.
Yeah.
The ears. What do I hear?
What did you roll for the action?
No. Blow ears.
Blow ears. Oh, so with sort of a graceful, sort of gentle sensual kind of like knowledge of them before. You suspect that one of the men and the woman who are sleeping are they're gonna be like 100% on board, and they would probably rather like sleep. They'd love to like wake up and be like, oh, this is what's going on, cool, sounds good. There's another guy there, and he kind of makes you roll your eyes, where he'll always be like, you know, he's a little bit of like an actually kind of guy, you know, like, actually, if you use your other finger to do this, like, you know, that's sort of his, yeah. He eats great pussy, so it's fine, but like,
yeah, and then his mouth isn't moving, so it's less annoying.
Yeah. It's like shut.
It's moving. It's just
get
not
something in that, like, yeah. So the point is, you think he probably would want to be informed,
but the other two would want to stay asleep.
But he'd probably like to be asked.
Okay, so I'll wake him up.
Okay, and he's like, oh, interested in round 6?
There's actually 4 more people downstairs. I haven't invited them in yet, but they're hoping to come in and join the party.
Oh man, do they look good? Would I be into any of them?
The girl is really fit. Like, she's got bigger muscles than you.
Oh, I'm into that. That sounds great. I'm actually into that. Like, actually, like, I kind of like that. Will she step on me?
I don't know. Hopefully she'll step on your mouth. I mean, you know.
God, I mean, I'd be into that. I love feet. And then it's three dudes?
Yeah.
That sounds great.
So you want the party with them?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Wait, just unless they're vampires.
Oh.
Have they already stepped inside? Did you ask them in?
No.
Oh,
No.
okay. So like I'm a little more experienced in like the world than you, so you just should be aware that like if somebody like comes to your door like in the middle of the night, like they might be vampires trying to come in here and kill all of us. So like you should probably like determine if they're vampires. Like, have you actually invited them in yet?
Does KLT know that vampires are real or no?
Make a sexy die. Kiss ears. Passionate, earnest, and true, sensing and dreaming and stuff. You definitely know about vampires from like sexy role playing and like party nights. And you do
always invite them to come inside.
Yeah, but you're always like, please come inside. No, come inside. We can't get pregnant. It's voluptua. But you do probably, you may have some, like, you've seen monsters. I mean, monsters have been chasing you guys. So yeah.
So monsters are real.
Yeah, monsters are real.
I didn't even think about that. They did say that they have a condition with the sunlight, but I
yeah, no, that's like such a like look, I know that you're like kind of like new to all of this stuff. It's fine. Like I'm just really knowledgeable and experienced. But yeah, basically, like you should just always be like, anytime people like are acting sort of weird, the fact that they're showing up now like right before sunrise, like that's kind of a big thing. And I mean, like, I've fucked vampires before, at least I think, because like I'm very cultured and like I have a lot of experiences, but I am a little bit worried that they might like try to come in here and kill all of us, which would like, it could be kind of sexy, but then we'd be dead and we couldn't fuck anymore.
Okay, is there like a test we can do?
Yeah, I guess if you ask him, I'm gonna roll, hold on. Let's see how smart this guy is. I just rolled a 12. He's gonna say, okay, so there's a common misconception, KLT. If you ask them if they're vampires, and they don't have to tell you. It's not like cops.
Ugh, I hate cops.
Tell you what, I'll come down and talk to them too. Don't worry.
Never like they are in the movies.
I know. Things are never like they are in the movies, except for like sexy movies, which is real life. Okay, cool. So I'll come down with you. Don't worry, baby. You were really smart to wake me up. I'm trying to make it cool when the vampires inevitably kill this guy. You know
I
what
know.
mean? Trying to make him like the...
KLT is thinking of pushing him out the door.
Yeah, like, okay, well, you can't come in, but here's a snack. Okay, so as you guys come to the door, actually, all vampires, please make a perception roll. All 4 of you.
8.
8, okay. So add your perception to whatever you rolled on the d20.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not talking to you, Lauren. I'm talking to Moses.
Yeah.
Just as a reminder, since he doesn't play this system very much.
18.
18, very good. Okay.
We also have like 3 systems going at once. Right
Yeah.
now.
Oh, it's all over the place. This is my heaven. Anders, how do you do?
This is fun. This is fun.
We're having a system orgy.
It is.
System orgy. Lauren, what'd you roll?
23.
With a nat, is that a nat 20 for you?
No, an 18 plus 5.
18 plus,
right?
you have a plus 5. Perfect. Yeah. The others all have plus 3s to the thing. You have to, okay, great. So,
Oksana always better than me.
as you, I will say that Oksana, you like the door has been like closed and like Darius, you've heard that she's been talking to someone, but Oksana, you heard a couple of things, and you have heard the word vampire, so you can communicate that to everyone else. You can be like, there's someone who's worried we're vampires. You've gleaned that.
Yes.
Do we have like?
There's someone who is worried about vampires. Well, I have an idea. Just roll with me. Is that how you say?
Yes. Also, do we have like plays that we run when we know that this is we know that we're in this kind of situation?
I don't know. Make a luck roll.
Where I'm honestly just seeing all of you as like what we do in the shadows.
6.
Yeah, this is a real what we do in the shadows. I would say that this situation with a 6 has not come up frequently enough that you have like a main playbook.
Okay.
Yeah.
New York City.
Jackie
New
Daytona.
York City.
Don't do that voice, otherwise my accent is already teetering on that edge.
You're gonna go full full Barry. Okay, so and we're gonna say that the man who you're going down with, I'm just rolling a random name for him.
Going down with, or
well, they might do that on the. I don't know. You guys might hook up on your way back to the door. But as you, we're gonna say that this guy, his name is Biff.
Oh.
Buff Biff.
just like from the Hardy Boys.
He's Buff Biff.
Yeah, Buff Biff.
Not as buff as Oksana.
Buff Biff.
So is Oksana like huge?
Oksana's
She's very fit. She's very muscular.
She's like a bodybuilder, like a weightlifter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like she's not like testosterone. Like she doesn't like roid up, but she is very strong. She still looks very sexy in a dress. She doesn't like to wear them often though.
So the door opens once again, and KLT is standing there with a totally nude man. He's pretty buff. And he has like a face you kind of want to punch, but like it's like he's attractive, but you do want to punch him in the face and or dick. But he's like, oh. And he kind of looks back at you, KLT, and says, they definitely are. Hey guys.
Hello.
Hello.
Nice to meet you. You are?
I'm Biff. And you all are vampires, I'm pretty sure. It's okay, no shame in it, but I'm pretty sure you're vampires, right? You showing up in the middle of the night, waiting to be invited in.
I am Oksana.
Oksana.
That is quite presumptuous of you. I am Oksana. This is Buster. This is
Oksana's
Cormac,
Eastern European.
and this is
That's very vampire, yeah.
You know, you're being quite. Honestly, you're being quite rude towards my friend here. Just assuming things about her based on her nationality.
One guy's name is.
And darling, if
his name is
want
CalmBlood.
us to be vampires for you.
Oh, well,
it's an ethnic name, you know.
This is like a tricky one because I really do love like fucking everyone. So like it would be really fun to have sex with some vampires tonight. Like that would be like great. But then you will, and like this is stuff you don't know, KLT. But like then they will kill us and drink our blood as like fuel basically. And I get it. Like I always after a fuck session I have to rehydrate. Like I understand. Like,
Does it excite you? The idea of vampires, because we can be vampires for you.
I mean, he gestures down, of course.
And I will say that these
Is it
three
cold in
are.
there, Biff?
you want to, we can be whatever you want us to be.
That
We
is
just
a
need a
great
bed to
question.
sleep in or do other things in.
Oh, God.
Yes,
Listen, guys.
and these 3 are perfectly adequate. They are.
Adequate.
I'm not gonna lie, Biff. You look like you like being dominated by vampires. That's all I'm saying.
I would enjoy it, but I don't want to get killed, and I'm like a really worldly, like, I know a thing or two, you know. So like, yeah, we just got to be careful. Like
Look,
we've already
guys,
been on the run.
Biff is really annoying, but consent is important, and you have to reveal your status to people before you have sex with them.
That's really
That's
true.
like safety.
Like it wouldn't be cool of you guys to, under false pretenses, not let us know that you're vampires.
Well, here's the thing. We are vampires. But we are full. We have eaten so much. We just need to get out of the sun and into somewhere nice and sexy, and we will be on our way because Dracula has called us to his domain to be his servant. But we want to make sure before we serve him, we have one final orgy. And this seems as if it's the perfect place to have an orgy. If we make a promise we won't hurt anyone, can we come in?
We have already
Professor.
eaten.
We're full.
Anders, would you please make a persuasion roll? As he's saying that, at some point in that, Biff turns to KLT and goes, "Okay, I think they're lying because Dracula's like a movie character. I've read a lot of books."
It was
Have you ever read Infinite Jest?
Oh my god.
Not many people can get all the way through it.
Is he? I mean,
Is
like,
he
if
gonna
we're-
play guitar on us?
I don't really read because I work out a lot,
I
you know.
understand. It's fine. Okay, then. Okay, that's fair.
I read magazines and I, you know, read my fitness books, and I'm very big.
Fitness books?
Hey, those are things.
Fair enough. Anders, what did you roll for your persuasion?
It was a 5.
A 5.
Is he not doing this with advantage because we're helping persuade?
Cormorant, why don't you roll one
Great.
in that case?
So that's a 18.
18. He's like, I really think they're lying, and like I'm worried they're gonna eat us, but I bet this would be so fun.
But I don't want to get eaten,
I
like not in a
know.
non-sexy way.
I know.
Is
That's
there-
the problem.
It is always a sexy way.
So you are gonna eat
And
us.
we will not be. No, we will not be. But I'm telling you, if it happens, it's very sexy.
Look, if you want, we can constrain our orgy to just us, and you can watch and see if you want to join in.
Okay, that actually sounds amazing. They could still kill us though.
Is there somewhere near the house that's like shaded?
Oh. Actually, make a luck roll for me. Make a D13 luck roll. Come on.
Just use these.
No, you use your D13.
Oh, okay. Right.
Of course.
The D13 is kind of this like die that like sits over all of them.
11.
11. As it happens, there is a shed.
So there's actually a shed, and if you want, you can go hide out from the sun there, and then anyone who feels safe enough to come join you in the orgy can choose to go in.
That's, oh my god, that was like actually a really good idea, KLT.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Amazing what happens when you let someone else get a word in edgewise sometimes.
Yes.
God,
That is so kind of you.
What a genius idea, man. I must say.
You guys can go to the fuck shed. Absolutely.
It's super hot.
I
There's like toys in there.
yeah, oh my god, like yesterday KLT was using this rake on me. It was amazing. You guys.
Well then, I'll sexily point a finger at Biff. Like, I'll need to show you. I'll need you to show me how to use that rake.
Understand. No, I'm still probably going to
Wait.
stay inside so you can't kill us. But
Can it be a shed that like housed, like that looks like it could house horses? Or a horse?
Oh my god.
like it looks like it could have a stable.
Yeah, or it looks like it could have been like for a single horse.
Sure.
Like I don't know,
You know what? You rolled a 10 on your luck, right?
Are there whips?
11.
11? Yeah. It was an old stable. You guys can go into the old stable building. There might be all sorts of toys in each stall, just things to ride. And
yeah, there's a horse in one of the stalls.
Yeah. Okay, I hereby, as like
I do not want to ride a horse right now. We are trying to
honey,
get out of the sun.
It's not that kind of horse.
I hereby invite
I
you
do not understand.
all
Guys, my name is
into
not
the
Horse,
shed
it's
over
Moses.
there. Okay.
It's Darius.
Okay. Is there a way that we can move in between the time he says in and to the shed? Or how does that work?
The thing is, he
Good to be invited him, right?
he was pointing at it. He was so specific.
Yeah.
I get what you're going for.
It has to be into it's the intent of what's behind it.
Cormorant. Yeah, but like even if they just say come in, that you can come in. But he says I invite you into that.
Shit.
That's fair. That's fair. Yes, that's quite fair.
He was. Yeah, you get. But you guys do feel that you could now go to that shed.
Can I use persuade and secretly whisper something to KLT?
Please. What would you like to whisper to her?
Like, KLT, I just noticed this bit guy doesn't let you get a lot of words in, and you seem like the smart one in the group. I'm just saying, you don't look happy with the situation, the dynamic you've got going on here. If you need me to take care of it, you just knock on the shed, let me know. We only need really one guy. One guy. He's a big guy. One guy. Why not the guy you don't like? If we can replace that guy.
Make your persuasion roll, Darius CalmBlood.
Plus 5. 22.
So KLT, he speaks. It's like this is like a very, like it's in probably in the case of this, he just couldn't have said it more sexy.
Really hot.
Like every word he chose, you know, he's like we could really like penetrate this guy, you know, really squeeze the life out of him.
Really suck him dry, you
Just
know?
suck him dry. Just like
That's like being sucked a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, why don't you all go to the shed and then we'll see who wants to come out and join.
I mean, come out to the shed anytime when you're ready to horse ride.
Whores do ride.
And it's a easy sport for entry.
oh my god. All right, so you guys can make your way over to the shed.
Aren't you glad we came, Oksana?
None of you have come.
I am not understanding the double entendre that I'm sure is happening. But I'm glad you are having fun. Okay. It's just I'll just walk into the
having fun. I'm so fucking starving, but this is what we've got, and so it's what we'll do with.
Now, let's see if we can get a snack later.
We just ate for a month.
Yes, like rats.
No, yeah, you guys would really love to eat one of these hunks or hotties. It would be so good. You honestly, the four of you could probably finish 2.
Oksana, you show such restraint. We're vampires. When's the last time you drank a good human?
Buster, when did you give me that girl? That was the last time. In the cinema.
It has been quite some time. But why don't we make our way to the shed and let them think about what they want to do, what their next.
So, as our vampires head to the shed with the sun about to rise, they discover a space that they have a suspicion, I think, that right now this place doesn't look sexy, but if any voluptuans walked in, it would like become much sexier. But as you guys go to the shed, I think we have a raid coming in. Okay, we're gonna play for just like a couple more minutes.
Oh yeah, welcome Raiders.
And I know, Moses, that it's
Welcome.
very late.
Yeah, I know they're in.
Oh, no, I'm good.
All
Okay.
right. So, hi Raiders. Interesting stuff about to go on here. Well, thank you so much for joining us. As the vampires head out to the shed, KLT and Biff are standing at the door. KLT, do you want to do any manipulations at this time?
Yeah, I'd really like to convince Biff that he wants to go.
You want to convince Biff that he wants to go. Okay, so KLT.
Yeah.
You can roll your love dice here.
Mm-hmm.
This is encourage. You are trying to encourage him to go. You're trying to manipulate and encourage, which means you can set one of them to something of your choice before you roll it. So you can set one of your love dice. So currently we're in a situation where we have multiple different systems from different characters from different time periods and things in this game going on. So the vampires, they are actually doing traditional 5e D&D, but KLT is from Voluptua, our sexy domain, where she is literally using a system that we built that uses foreplay dice. So she is about to get to make a roll to try to manipulate a very pompous guy named Biff, who's from her orgy, to go over to the vampires where they plan on ripping him to shreds and drinking all his blood. This is normal RPG action. So what are you going to set one of your faces, one of your love dice?
Yeah, I decided to set lips.
Lips. Okay, so you are going to be setting lips, which is expressive, truthful, even though you're sort of tricking him. Okay, perfect. So it's lips. Yeah. So you need the action. I will tell you that you don't want suck. You do not want to roll suck lips.
Yeah, I figured.
But blow and kiss lips would be great. Those would give you an absolute result. Other stuff would be bad, but you don't want to roll a thing. What'd you roll? Kiss?
Yeah. I rolled kiss lips, baby.
Kiss lips. So we'll say first of all you kiss him because that's how it, that's just how it goes in the fuck house. And he's like, oh my god, yeah. But then, so what do you say to him?
I'd kiss his lips and be like, it seems like we can really trust them. They were so willing and accommodating to go into the shed, and I feel like they were really into you, and maybe you should, as an act of good faith, go peek in and see, what they're up to. You can always run back here real fast.
God, you're right. So I am so fast. You know what? You're right. I'm gonna sneak.
So fast. I know from experience how fast you are.
Oh God, and I know that you mean that as a compliment.
Absolutely.
You're right. God, KLT, I might have been wrong about you. You're actually really smart.
I know. It's okay.
I think you're right. I'm just gonna go have a peek in there.
Yeah,
and if things get weird, I'm just gonna run away really safely.
Yeah, they can't get in here, so just.
They can't get in here. It's fine. So you stay here safe. I'm gonna go take a peek. I take a peek. I might rub one out watching them through the windows.
Yeah, totally.
But, because I do really want to watch a vampire orgy. But that's so hot. Maybe you can come join me later. And once I get back, I don't know. We'll see where the day takes us. He does a finger down your face, the real cool move. It's like, oh yeah. So Biff, totally naked, with the sort of softcore hazy light in the pre-dawn hours, he sort of sexily creeps over. I'll actually roll some love dice. I have a set of love dice here. I will roll on his behalf to see how well he can do this.
Amazing. Buff Biff about to bite the big one.
Well, he is. Because... Oh no, she disappeared again. He is because kiss buns is what I just rolled. And kiss buns means... I would show you, but it's all... I'll try anyway. See, I rolled a... Yeah, you're not going to be able to see it. It's too far away. Never mind.
These are harder to show.
They're all handwritten, and they're kind of custom stuff I just made with stickers. But basically, yeah, it's a kiss buns there. Kiss buns. The point is, I'm going to say I won't get to count that as an actual 13 for my clock. But, clock, I said. Live like that one. I will, I am going to say that's a 13 for his sort of luck of as he passionately, earnestly kind of like goes over there to look in. Vampires. No roll is required. Would you like to pull this man in and consume all of his blood and feast
Yes.
upon him?
Yes,
Cool.
please.
So basically, KLT, you
Yeah.
watch as he just like so sexily, you see his just like chiseled buns like moving in the moonlight as he kind of creeps over, and as he just starts to like peek around the corner, and he kind of like looks over his shoulder, giving you like a, ooh yeah, I'm about to see something hot, baby. We're gonna hook up in the hot tub that doesn't exist later. And as soon as he's like doing this, he pulls in. You just see a hand just like yoink him in. And the shed shakes a little bit, and you strongly suspect that the vampires are making very quick work of Biff. So now the vampires have fed.
Just want to give KLT the thumbs up through the window.
Darius, like, mouth covered in blood, like, thanks. And with that, KLT, I don't know if you're turned on by this outcome, but you are
Can I
now.
roll to see if I am?
Please, yeah, roll a, make a sexy roll.
Let's see if KLT has a darker side to her than she realized.
Yeah.
She likes consent, but okay. Stroking
No,
bun.
he talks too much.
Stroke buns. Ooh, yeah, that was you. You know what? I'm gonna actually say that you were very turned on by that because you controlled him. You manipulated him. You precisely said what you needed to, and he went and died, and your new sexy friends can feed, and he's never going to condescend to you again. Also, he was right about them being vampires, so you're kind of glad you talked to him, but you're also glad he's dead.
So KLT's discovering she has a little bit of a dominatrix side to her.
Great.
She teaches fitness classes. She's yeah.
She didn't know. She knew, but she didn't know, okay?
Great. Well, that's a kiss bun situation if I ever saw one. So my vampire friends, as you guys feed on his blood, as KLT's like closing the door, like, ooh, like this is so cool that I have vampires out there. As elsewhere, another very sexy character, Ira Vorgosity, is sitting with Hattie and Anders, and kind of like as he's kind of like a plan forming under his like Skeletor vibe, and they're sort of realizing that they're safe, but also this guy's crazy. That is where we'll end tonight's chapter of Blood from a Stone. So wild stuff here tonight, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. This was very exciting. I hope everyone had a good time and felt like nothing too weird happened. We had Hattie.
Thanks to our raid.
Oh, and thank you so much for raiding in. That's awesome that you guys came for such sexy nonsense.
And my friend who came from Twitter, I'm sorry. Tonight was a lot, and definitely a like jump into the deep end.
Yeah, well, so it goes. That's really fun. I'm glad that this is not. I never expected this to be how we would see KLT again. Who she escaped from some photographers as well. Then she got back. Then hell broke loose, and now she's just here fucking in a cabin. So thank you so much for watching. Thanks. Do we have other thanks to say for besides raids and things, or?
We do. We have, so Book and Dagger, 28 months. Dread.
So
That's a long one. That's longer than
Yeah, but it's
I've done
not.
this.
It's not a multiple of 13. So was it really dread?
It's a multiple of 14 though, so it's really relevant for Wellness Beyond the Witchlight.
Yes. We also had we had some new follows tonight. We had Mitch D78 follow.
Welcome.
We had Lost Caravan RPG rated with a party of 14 viewers tonight, which was super awesome. We had McCole Art follow this evening. We had Improv and RPG follow. We had Mashbook, I think, or Mashbook. Sorry if I mispronounced that. We had La Sombra Dark, and then we had Tsepsa Rorim follow. So we had a lot of new followers tonight. Thanks, y'all.
Welcome to you all. We have, sorry, Lauren's internet connection is not great, so she's kind of popping in and out here. We have some other games on our channel, but we actually are going to be off for a few days here. Typically on Sundays we have a dragon game called Here Be Dragons. There is not a game this coming Sunday, but that'll be back a week from Sunday at 7:30 p.m. Pacific. On Mondays we often have our sitcom game, Third Time's the Charm, which is coming to the end of its summer run, but has been a lot of fun. So that won't be this coming Monday, but typically we have that on Mondays. On Tuesday, I'm pretty sure at 4 p.m. Pacific, we're going to have a Strange Lore. Although I actually need to, that's a more than likely will happen, but I actually need to talk to players from that about various things.
Yes.
And then a week from tonight, we will be back with this delightful bon mot to see what else happens to all sorts of characters from all over the place. So yeah, we'll see. There's many different kinds of vampires to follow, and students, and people who want to get out of stone bodies. So a lot going on. Thank you for watching. You can go to our Discord to interact with us. You can go to our YouTube to see old episodes. You can go to our wiki that Sophie has put together to kind of read about the history of some of this stuff. There's a lot of episodes of this game, obviously. And also on Discord, if you ever have a question, I will try to remember and answer it. So also do that. Would anyone like to plug channels or socials?
Plug.
I mean, I stream sometimes, but been infrequent lately, baby. But you know, we're doing it live Mondays, Wednesdays usually, unless I got busy shit going on.
Great.
I make little trees. So if you like the art of bonsai, go ahead and give me a follow at Zane's Trees or Zane's Trees, however you want to say it, on Instagram and TikTok. And I also pet dogs on public access. If you tune into your public access station in the middle of the night, I pet dogs on public access.
No matter where you are in the country, he will be on your public access.
Yeah.
Petting all them dogs.
They're all rescues too.
Oh, that
Zane
makes
likes to stroke the puppies.
Sounds weird.
Hey, come on.
Just-
That's not the kind of joke we make on this channel. What are you doing? Come on, Liv. Golly. I apologize to all of our viewers.
I stream sometimes on my channel. Usually Thursdays at 7:30 Pacific. But recently not at all. But I will say hi in the channel if you want to follow me. You might get a big surprise, and I might stream at some time.
You might get a big surprise.
The big surprise is that you're live.
We're
Exactly.
live. Well, there you go.
Big live surprise.
I am not really. We're all irregular streamers right now, but you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, where I occasionally go live. I went live today while I was working just to do co-working. And if you are local to Los Angeles, I have some shows coming up. I'll announce them. Well, like live shows, like for dancing and stuff.
Very cool.
Later time.
Very cool. Moses, do you want to? You're all cool. Well, and thanks for being here, Moses. It's always fun to have you back on these Friday nights. So thank you all so much for watching. We appreciate it greatly. Until next time, have a dreadful night.